Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about what made you famous in your past life. Now, I decided to do this video because there is this misconception about fame or about wanting to be famous. Like, a lot of people think if you want to be famous, then that means that you're shallow and you're egotistical and things like that. But sometimes when you have a desire for fame, it could be an indicator that you were famous in your past life and you're meant to experience that again in this lifetime. And when you are on a path of becoming famous, it really does teach you a lot about yourself. It really can help you in terms of your spiritual evolution. So it doesn't have to be like an egotistical or shallow thing. And plus, when you do obtain fame, it's usually because you are meant to use your platform to help a large amount of people. So once again, it's not always shallow. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into your reading. As you can see on the screen, there are 3 different trophies. Pick whichever one you feel like you are more drawn towards. Don't think about it too much. Just let your intuition guide you. And then in the description box will be the timestamp that you can click on for your messages. And also for each group, I did do extended videos as well. Like, I did an extended reading to go along with each group. So if the reading resonates with you and you want more in-depth messages, then the link to the extended readings will be in the description box as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into your reading. If you have to pause the screen for a second just so you can choose your trophy, then go ahead and do so. Okay, group 1, let's go ahead and dive into your reading. So the first 2 cards that came out are the Libra card and the Marriage card. So immediately what I'm seeing is that you were famous for your relationship in a past life. I'm seeing that you and the person that you were married to, your life partner, you both were successful in your own right. But when you came together, that's when you became very well known. It's kind of reminding me of Sierra, the singer, and her husband Russell Wilson. It's like they both had successful careers on their own, but now when you think about them, you think about their relationship and how everybody admires their relationship. That's what I'm seeing with you. So yeah, your relationship was very well known is what I'm seeing. It's something that a lot of people looked up to. It's something that a lot of people aspired to have is what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna pull one more card for that. See what else comes out. I'm seeing like both of you being very well dressed. Like I'm what my guides are showing me is like 2 people going out to like fancy like events and things of that sort and just being very well dressed. So people knew you for your relationship, but also they knew you for like your aesthetic, the way that you complemented each other very well, and the way that you like dressed and coordinated and things of that sort. A very healthy, high vibrational relationship. It's like people could feel the energy when you would walk into a room together. People could just feel the positive energy like radiating off of you. So it wasn't a relationship where it's like, oh, you look positive in the public, but then behind the scenes there's like toxicity. No, like this was a genuinely healthy relationship. For some of you, you also did have kids. This doesn't apply to all of you. I'm hearing that for a small group of you, you also did have kids, and so people admired your entire like family dynamic, you know, not just your relationship, but how you were as like a family, including your children as well. So yeah, it's a very high vibrational, very healthy relationship, and it served as inspiration to a lot of people. Like whenever people would feel like they want to give up on love, or maybe they were in like a toxic relationship and they needed like motivation or encouragement to leave, they would kind of think about your relationship, and it would give them that motivation to like believe in love, to believe in healthy love, and that they had the ability to obtain it as well. So the next 2 cards out are the 8 of Pentacles and the Bad Health card. So these are the blockages that you had to overcome in order to get into this relationship. So the 8 of Pentacles being here and the bad health, this is like toxicity. I feel like there was a lot of toxic relationships that you encountered when you were younger, or like before you met your person, and you had to do a lot of work to overcome that energy. I feel like you could have been really attracted to toxicity because maybe you came from a toxic environment yourself, and you know how that goes. Like when we come from a toxic family, a toxic environment, sometimes we are familiar with the energy of toxicity, so we end up in these toxic cycles with people, right? Or it could also be that you had like some issues with self-esteem and things of that sort. It's like a lot of healing work that you had to do in order for you to know that you deserve better, in order for you to break out of these toxic cycles. And I feel like you did that. Like you did a lot of work on yourself. I'm seeing for some of you, you took like a vow of like abstinence or like celibacy, where you weren't like dating or anything like that. You were strictly focusing on yourself and focusing on your healing. And I feel like you eventually ended up meeting this person and ended up being in a very healthy relationship with them. But yeah, first you had to overcome a lot of toxic cycles, and I'm seeing that it took a while. Like it wasn't something that was easy, but you were really determined to do so. I am seeing spirituality involved in this as well. So you could have been someone who was very spiritual, like you believed in God, you believed in a higher power, and you would put a lot of faith in that higher power throughout your healing journey. Because I'm seeing you just like submitting to a higher power. Trying to figure out the best way to describe how my guides are showing it to me. It's kind of like you just like purging your ego and like really, I don't know how to describe it. It's like submitting to a higher power, like having like an ego death and then getting more in tune with the spiritual part of life, becoming more self-aware, and then really doing the work to break out of these toxic cycles that you were in. And then you ended up meeting this person. Your energy ended up aligning with this person, and you ended up in a healthy, happy relationship with them. I do feel like for a lot of you as well, while you were in this stage of doing your healing work, you were also working on your career as well, because like I said, I feel like both you and your spouse were very successful by the time that you met each other. So I feel like you were putting a lot of energy into your career as well. But yeah, this was not something that was easy for you whatsoever. It was like you had to completely rebirth yourself. You had to completely transform yourself from the inside out. And so yeah, this was something that took a lot of work and dedication. So the next two cards out are the Four of Cups and the Wealthy Man card. So with the Four of Cups being here, this is how you impacted people. So with the Four of Cups being here in the reverse, I feel like the way that you impacted people is by helping them to let go of their past. Like I said, when people would see you and your spouse together, it's like the energy that you let off, the positivity that you let off, it like helped people to see that love, like you can really find true love, you can really find healthy love, you don't have to settle for less. So if they were stuck in a toxic situation and they just felt like, you know, stuck in these toxic cycles, just encountering your relationship or seeing your relationship was enough to kind of motivate them and encourage them to let go of their toxic past. It like motivated people to know that they can have better and that they deserve better. It really, I'm telling you, it really reminds me of Sierra and Russell Wilson, because I feel like this is what their relationship does for a lot of people. A lot of people look at them and say, you know, I'm not settling until I find my Russell Wilson, or I'm not settling until I find my Sierra, you know. And I feel like you did that for people in this past life, just the vibration that you and your spouse let off. It was enough to just really encourage people. With the Wealthy Man card being here in the reverse, these are like people who like they were really down on their luck. Like they had been in toxic relationships for so long, they just felt beaten down. Their sense of self-worth, it felt like it was like stripped away from them, and you and your partner were the ones who gave them hope. I am hearing that people would come to you and even ask you for advice. Like I'm seeing, I don't think that you were like a counselor really, but you like people would come to you and ask you for advice and guidance, like ask you and your partner for relationship advice, and you were the ones who would, like I said, start them on their own process of evolution and getting out of these toxic cycles, you know. Because I'm seeing here the Five of Cups, so it's like after seeing your relationship or after talking to you and asking your advice, they would finally be able to start their grieving process, like grieving their old life as they are wanting to step into this new cycle of their life where they are wanting to find healthy love, like grieving the past toxic love that they had been holding on to, and now they're stepping into a new cycle of healthy love. And you and your partner were the reason that they were able to even take that step and do that. So the next two cards out are the Queen of Swords and we have the family room card, and they're both in the reverse. So I feel like these two cards are talking about this lifetime and how this past life is connecting you to this life, or how this past life is affecting you this lifetime. With the Queen of Swords being here in the reverse in the family room card, I feel like for a lot of you, you could come from a toxic environment very similar to your past life, because the family room card being here in the reverse is usually an indicator of like a toxic environment, or just never feeling like you had a place to call home. And so that could go two ways. It could have went where you turned very avoidant to where you don't trust people, you don't let them in, or it could have went where you maybe became a bit codependent and didn't really have strong boundaries and let the wrong people in. But I feel like what this is saying is that in this lifetime, you are going to be in a relationship that is in the public eye, that's very well known. But first, you have to overcome this past trauma that's centered around not feeling like you have a home, or not feeling like you've ever been in like a healthy environment. Let me pull one more card for that. And I do have to say this, and I've said this in the past, I'm not saying like, oh, you have to heal 100% to deserve this person, like they're a prize for you healing 100%. No, because healing is a lifelong journey. But I do feel like there are certain things within us that we have to work on within ourselves in order to kind of be able to draw this person in energetically, like to become a vibrational match for them. Sometimes we have to do a bit of healing work and like clear out some of the self-limiting beliefs and things of that sort that we've accumulated from our past. So that's what I'm seeing here for you. I'm going to pull one more card. The Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so this could also be talking about foundations, or like things that you try to build and it didn't have a sturdy foundation, like you needing to allow those things to fall away from you, like really allowing the past to like crumble away from you is what I'm seeing, in order to build a new foundation so that this person can energetically have room to come into your life. So it's like really needing to look around and take inventory of the type of people that you allow into your life, the type of people who are in your space, and are these the type of people who align with, the life that you envision for yourself, the happy life that you want for yourself, the happy connections that you want for yourself, are the people that you surround yourself with in alignment with that, because that does play a very big role in whether this person is going to be able to come in energetically. But yeah, I think that there's just healing work that is being done right now for you in this lifetime, or that you're doing right now in this lifetime, because it's putting you on track to manifest this life partner into your life. And I do feel like you're going to be very well known together, and I feel like you are going to act as like a source of inspiration to people, so that's what I'm seeing for you, pile one. I am going to do extended messages. So the link to the extended will be in the description box down below. Basically, in the extended, we'll talk more about this lifetime, and we'll talk more about like in depth how things are going to play out for you this lifetime in terms of, becoming famous again, in terms of this partnership. So like I said, the link to the extended will be in the description box down below. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you in the extended. Bye. Okay, group number 2, let's go ahead and dive into your reading. So the first two cards out are the Pluto card and the Despair card in the reverse. So immediately what I'm seeing is that in your past life, you were known for helping people to transform. It's like you were known for helping them to really look at like the deepest, darkest parts of themselves and transmute that in order for them to evolve into their higher self, is what I'm seeing. So this could mean a couple of different things. I'm getting a couple of different scenarios. For some of you, you could have been like a spiritual like teacher, or like a spiritual leader of some sort, where you would help people to do shadow work, work and help them to like really face their past issues, their past trauma and things of that sort. And then, you know, help them to transmute that energy in order for them to heal and in order for them to, you know, evolve into the best version of themselves, right? Help them to release like that dark energy, release that trauma. So you literally could have been a teacher. For some of you, I'm saying that this could even be like you being a musician, like the music that you made could have helped people like when they were in really, really dark times in their life. It helped them to like crawl out of a dark space and help them to find the light again. So it's going to be a couple of different, it could go a couple of different ways, but what I do know is that you did help people to transition out of like this dark night of the soul, to kind of purge those dark feelings out of them and kind of step back into the light and to find hope again is what I'm seeing here. So yeah, you definitely were known for that and very loved and admired for that is what I'm seeing. So the next two cards are the Temperance card and the Poverty card. So again, this is why I say that I feel like some of you were like a teacher or like a spiritual leader of some sort because of the Temperance card. The Temperance card is the Sagittarius card, and the Sagittarius card is like the spiritual leader, the spiritual guru, the truth seeker, and like the truth speaker, right? So I do feel like a large part of what you were doing had to do with speaking to people. So you literally could have been one of those like spiritual gurus who would like travel to different cities and like, you know, make speeches and things of that sort to help to heal people and things like that. But yeah, I'm seeing here that you did help people to find balance. Like I said, even if you look at the card, you see there's like an angel in the card. That's how people sort of saw you, because you were like their light at the end of the tunnel. And again, I'm getting so many different like scenarios. I'm going to try to like articulate all of them the best that I can. For some of you, like I said, this is like a spiritual leader or spiritual guru going and speaking to people and helping them to overcome their trauma. For some of you, this is like, I'm hearing, I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but I hope hearing like a pastor. I know that some people who watch my channel, they have, you know, left religion behind, so not trying to be offensive or anything, but for some of you I am hearing like pastor, like you being a pastor of a church and being very well known for that. For some of you, like I said before, I'm hearing like a musician where your music was really able to help people to climb out of a dark space, and your music would have been very well known. This would have been like international level type fame with the Sagittarius card being here. But either way, like all of those things have something in common, that they help people to transmute darkness. I'm seeing here that a lot of people that looked up to you were people who were like really down on their luck. Like some of them I'm hearing were like homeless. Like you gave hope to like homeless people. That's what I'm saying. For some of you, it's like I'm seeing this traveling, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you know how like I'm getting like an image of like Mother Teresa, like going and like helping people who were like in poverty, who were like homeless, who were sick, like literally like helping them by being right next to them. I'm trying to figure out the best way to articulate this. Like my guides are showing me like Mother Teresa going into like impoverished areas and like touching them, like praying over them, something along those lines, and like literally helping to lift their spirits, even if she couldn't change their physical circumstances, helping to lift their spirits. That's what I'm seeing for some of you. It's like even if you weren't able to help change people's physical circumstances, you were helping them to find the light, like emotionally and spiritually, you know. So that's what I'm seeing for a lot of you, like people, like the people that you reached, they were really, really down on their luck. Like some of them not even having a home, some of them not having any family, some of them even being sick. And you were like the saving grace for these people. I'm gonna pull one more. Yeah, for some of you though, I am seeing that you actually did help to change people's physical circumstances as well, because it's like when you were able to uplift them and make them feel better or help them to transmute that energy, it like gave them the courage, or gave them the energy that they needed to get up and change their circumstances physically. So I'm saying for some of you, like you had people who, when they started out following you or listening to you, they were like I said, possibly like homeless or just not feeling well health wise, and you gave them so much energy and so much encouragement that they were able to get up and go and seek out like a job, or they were able to go and heal themselves, like heal their bodies, like things of that sort. I'm getting so many different scenarios. It's like I'm trying to articulate all of them, but I'm seeing like physical transformation, like just your words, your energy, the healing messages that you sent. It like gave people the boost that they needed to get up and say, you know what, I'm going to fight for myself. I'm going to try harder. I'm going to, change my circumstances. And for a lot of them, that's exactly what they did, is what I'm seeing here. Of course, all of them weren't able to, like I said, even the ones that weren't able to change their physical circumstances, they still were so grateful that you were able to uplift them mentally and emotionally. But for, a lot of them, I'm seeing that they literally were able to turn their life around just based off of your words, whether that be music or preaching or, speaking. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. It's like you helped people to find like their sense of self-worth, their sense of self-respect, even when they were at their lowest, The next two cards out are the King of Wands and the Courtship card in the reverse. So this is like a blockage that you had to overcome this past life in order to get to, where you were. So the King of Wands being here, I feel like there could have been an issue with your self-esteem. Like you could have had a self-esteem issue early on in life that you had to overcome. It's tied to a relationship as well. I feel like you had a significant relationship in this past life that did not go well, and it really affected your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your sense of self-worth. It put you into a very dark place, and that relationship ending and putting you in that dark headspace was the catalyst for you to start on your path towards becoming this public figure that was going to help other people to rise out of their own darkness. So I feel like you had to kind of be plunged into the dark first, in order for you to rise above it and be able to help pull other people out of it. So if you were like a musician that lifetime, then you would have made songs about, coming out of the darkness from that relationship, things like that. Or if you were like a guru or like a speaker, you just understood what it felt like to be at your lowest and to climb out of it, and you were able to empower people in that way. So, either way, no matter how it showed up in this past lifetime, I'm just seeing that you did have issues with self-esteem, self-worth, and just being in a very dark headspace because of a relationship that did not go the way that you would have wanted it to go. So yes, that was a blockage, but it was also like a catalyst for you to set you on the right path towards becoming this public figure, is what I'm seeing. So the next two cards, we have the Five of Swords and we have the Sudden Wealth card. So this is in relation to this lifetime that we're currently in. So with the Five of Swords being here, I'm seeing that in this lifetime, you could encounter a lot of disappointment, especially when it comes to relationships, when it comes to people that you love or people that you trust. You could have encountered a lot of hardships. But what I'm seeing here is that these relationships and these hardships, that you are going to turn them into something great this lifetime, very similar to what you did in this past life. It's like the things that you've gone through in these relationships where you felt like broken, where you felt defeated. I feel like the universe is going to help you to use that pain and to transmute it into something great. And I feel like you're going to end up becoming very well known for it. Now, this could show up in a lot of different ways. Like I said before, you could be a musician. You could be a public speaker. You could be like in the spiritual field where you're like a spiritual guru or like a spiritual leader, a Reiki healer. This could be that you are an actor and you score like this really big film role that really helps people to see themselves on a deeper level. Like, you know, when you go see those movies that really touch you and you really like cry and purge because you relate so much to like a character, that is also a form of healing for people. So I feel like any disappointments that you've been through, any like shadow work that you're doing due to these past relationships or due to these past disappointments, you're going to channel it into something great, and you're going to end up quite famous for it. And also not just fame, but this is like fortune as well. So this is something that would pay you significantly well as well. I'm gonna pull one more card. So yeah, if you have any ideas, like yeah, the pathway card came out, so that means that this is like something that's destined for you to experience. So if you have any idea, like any creative ideas, if you've been wanting to channel any of your like any darkness into your life into something, into like a project or something along those lines, if you're like an actor, you've been wanting to, you know, express yourself through acting, you've been wanting to make a song, you've been wanting to write a book, go ahead and do that, because I feel like that's going to be your first step towards this fame that you're going to acquire in this lifetime. That's going to be very similar to your past life. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 2. I'm going to do an extended reading as well. The link to the extended will be in the description box, and we're basically going to just dive more into your path in this lifetime and the fame that you're going to acquire in this lifetime. So yeah, the link to that or the link to the extended videos will be in the description box down below. I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you over in the extended. Bye. Okay, group number 3, let's go ahead and dive into your reading. So, how were you famous in your past life? We have the Virgo card and we have the Lovers card. So immediately what I'm hearing is that in your past life, you definitely were a healer of some sort. And to be more specific, you were someone who offered, what's the best way to explain this? Like spells, potions, and things of that sort. I'm going to try to explain this the best way I know how, because it's kind of confusing to me the way my guides are showing it to me. But basically what I'm seeing is that you were very skilled at utilizing herbs, roots, and things of that sort in order to make healing potions, like potions that can directly heal people, kind of like people would use herbal medicine or herbal tea and things of that sort. But you also use them to make potions such as like love potions, money potions, money spells, things of that sort is what I'm seeing. I hope that makes sense. Like the way that my guides are showing it to me, it's kind of hard to articulate. Like I'm seeing like a shop of some sort, and there's a bunch of like different potions like being sold on the shelves, but then there's also a bunch of different like herbs and things of that sort. So you could go in for a love potion, or if you had like a bad cold, you can go in and get like herbal medicine for your cold. It's like all being sold in the same place, and I'm seeing that you were well known for that. The best person I could compare it to, I guess, in this lifetime would be, I think you pronounce his name Dr. Sebi or Dr. Sebi, which I know there's a lot of mixed reviews about him online, but he's well known to be a healer who used natural medicine and had his own natural method of healing, you know. So that's the closest person I can think of to kind of compare this energy to, is what I'm seeing here. So a lot of people would come to you for healing in all different areas of their life, but I'm seeing here that specifically your love potions were the ones that sold the most. Like people, you were well known for your love potions because they really did work. And what I'm hearing is that it wasn't the type of love potion that kind of binds people together against their will. I'm hearing that it's the type of love potion where it like removes any blockages, like whatever is blocking the person from love. It's not like a love spell where they're able to cast a spell on a person and force the person to be with them. It's more like a love potion that removes any like physical and emotional blockages, and then allows love to come into the person's life. So I see that you became very, very well known for that, is what I'm seeing. But my spirit guides also want me to just reiterate that your herbal medicine for healing the physical body was also extremely effective for people, like when they had physical ailments. So even though you were most known for the love potion, your herbal medicine was also very well known. So the next two cards are the Wheel of Fortune and the Poverty card. So this is how you affected people in this lifetime. So people who were down on their luck, who were kind of stuck in bad health or stuck in a bad mindset, not able to attract love into their life. It's like when they came to you and purchased, what you were selling, it's like suddenly their life turned around, made a complete 180, and they were suddenly on like a different vibrational frequency. They were in like a different energy. So they were able to start to attract, great things into their life. I'm seeing here that people would come to you when their health was like severely declining, and then they would get herbs from you. And next thing you know, everything turned around. Their health was on the up and up, and they're able to move forward in their life. They're able to accomplish the things that they want to accomplish because now their health is back in order, or people coming to you and they're just like, I just can't seem to attract love into my life. Every time I try, like the person ends up leaving me, or nobody that I want to attract is attracted to me. And when they would come to you and get that help from you, it's like suddenly they were able to attract their life partner. So people really did see you as a blessing to them, and they really credited you with being the person that caused their life to do a complete and total 180. Like there were people who were living in poverty because of their health. Like they were unable to work because of their health, and they were living in poverty because of it. And then you would help them with their health, and then they're able to go and make money, and now they're not in poverty anymore. So it's like literally a complete 180 being made is what I'm seeing here. So I'm hearing that word traveled really fast about you. Like people from faraway places would travel just to come and see you. I am also hearing that you may have traveled at times as well. Like there were times where you would actually travel and sell your products in other places, but I feel like you became so well known and so big that what happened is that people started to actually come to you. What I'm seeing is that you may have started out like being a traveling merchant, like selling your products and your services from place to place, and then you eventually were able to open up like a store, like a storefront, and then they would end up coming to you. So the next two cards out are the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse and the Change card in reverse. So these two cards are what was blocking you from fame in this past life. What initially was keeping you from fame, I mean. So we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Change card. And basically this is saying that, well, first off, money. You needed like some sort of money or some sort of... it could be money, but also could just be the materials. Trying to figure out the best way to describe this. This pile is like a little bit confusing because my guides are showing it to me in like these pictures, and then I have to translate it into words. It's like needing the money or the resources in order to start. That could have blocked you at first, is what I'm hearing for some of you. But for a lot of you, what I'm also seeing is that you had a specific plan in mind. You had a specific like life path that you wanted to be on, but you weren't meant to be on that path. And I feel like the universe kept trying to redirect you and kept trying to say, no, you're meant to be a healer. No, you're meant to be, you're meant to be on this path where you are selling these services and products to heal people. But you were kind of like, no, like I don't want to be that. I want to be this, but the universe kept trying to show you like, no, you're meant to be this. You're meant to be this healer. So it could have been kind of like a stubborn thing between you and the universe, where it's like who you were destined to become. You were kind of fighting that because you had another image in your mind. Like, for example, let's say that in your mind, all you wanted to do was settle down and, get married, start a family, and you didn't really want to do much else. And the universe kept like making your relationships fall apart. And you're like, why does this keep happening? I just want to settle down in my relationship and just, live life that way. And the universe is like, no, I'm going to keep making this fall apart because you are meant to be a healer. Like, yes, you can have the family and all of that later on, but first you have to answer your calling. You have to answer your destiny of becoming this healer first, And I do think that you ended up finding your divine partner. You did end up starting a family, but first you had to answer this call from the universe to become this healer. So there could have been like, you know, a bit of stubbornness, a bit of like resistance from you to walk this path. And I feel like eventually you ended up answering the call. I am also seeing here that something else that could have forced you, or well, not forced, but coaxed or directed you to answer this call, is that you could have also had your own health complications. So you could have ended up healing yourself with herbal medicine. And because you saw how effective it was for you, you ended up kind of answering that call to help other people in that same way. Sorry, I was channeling too many messages and my brain started to like freeze a little bit. But yeah, it's like you answered that call by seeing how effective the herbal medicine was for you. You're like, I could do this for other people. And because you also was so unlucky in love early on, like where love kept like leaving your life, I feel like that's how you came up with the love potion that you started to sell, and that became so popular and so famous. So your life experiences definitely led you to being the healer that you were, but I feel like you weren't answering the call at first. So the next two cards out are the Seven of Cups and the Despair card. So these are cards in reference to this lifetime. So I feel like in this current lifetime that you're in right now, I feel like you are still meant to be a healer, or you are meant to be of service to the public. Like that's what's going to make you famous. But what I'm seeing here is that there is a blockage that's here. It looks like you're not very clear on how you're going to make that happen. I think that intuitively you have this feeling, like you have a gut feeling that you're meant to create something for the public that's going to be healing for them, that's going to help people on a large scale. But I think that you're not very clear about what exactly that is. And I'm seeing here that what you're being guided to do is to look at your life and look at the problems that you face the most in your lifetime that have, you know, taken you to a really dark headspace. And those issues, those problems that you've had to overcome, that is what you're meant to create with. And that's what you're meant to solve, I should say, for the public. And that's what you're going to become well known for. So you could be thinking in your head like, okay, I know I'm meant to help people on a large scale. Am I meant to invent something? Am I meant to, like, you're kind of like going over it in your head, like trying to think about it logically. And what I'm seeing here from Spirit is that you already had the answer. The answer is whatever your issue was in this lifetime that has like weighed you down the most. That is what you're meant to help other people with this lifetime. It's very similar to your past life where you had a health issue, you cured it with herbs. Now you are well known for being an herbalist. You know, you had issues with love, you created a love potion. Now you're well known for this love potion. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Spirit is saying that you already have the answer, that you are meant to be a healer of some sort. You are meant to create something that's going to be very healing to people on a large scale, and you are going to become quite famous for it. But you don't have to search for it anymore. You don't have to think too much about how you're going to do it, because the answer is hidden within your experiences, is what I'm seeing here. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that made sense. I'm actually going to finish this or extend this in the Patreon reading, in the extended video. So the link to the extended video will be in the description box down below. And we're just going to get more into this lifetime and, you know, how you are going to obtain this fame this lifetime. So we're just going to get deeper into that. So yeah, like I said, the link to the extended will be in the description box. I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the extended video.